126. That is the number of planes in this game that face 30G high maneuverability missiles without any access to flares. Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. War Thunder's battle rating system is extremely flawed, and if you play the game as religiously as I do, you already knew this. However, I don't think most people know the extent of the problem. Out of the aforementioned 126 aircraft, 81 of them are subsonic, unable to break the sound barrier. This is not a flaw of a generation or a technological gap of one nation, as most of these aircraft saw service in real life before the invention of even the first air-to-air missiles. The AIM-9B did not see service during the time that most of these aircraft were introduced. This being such, none of these aircraft were ever fitted with flares, as why would they need to be prepared for a threat that conceptually did not even exist? However, that's just the AIM-9B. If that were the biggest of our problems, this would not even be a video right now. What they face in-game is the R-60, the AIM-9G, and the Matra Magic. All of these missiles being dangerous in their own ways, and most of these aircraft even facing the R-60M, an all-aspect 30G missile that has quite literally zero counterplay if you do not have flares. Add on to this the fact that most of the aircraft that carries these missiles are premiums, meaning you can and have to spend money in order to pick these up, leads to a situation where you have entire matchmakers filled with inexperienced players who are in way over their heads, who can still get 2 free kills per game because they just need to look in someone's general direction and click a button. This is neither fair nor fun to anybody playing this battle rating, trying to get through their tech tree, as you're not allowed to let these wallet warrior players even look in your general direction, leading to situations where your only option is to either force a dogfight or pray that they don't shoot a missile at you. Now, I don't blame these players for playing these vehicles, as it's a very efficient way to get through your tech tree, and is an intentional choice made by Gaijin. So you're really just playing the game as intended. However, this intention is extremely malicious and essentially forces you to spend money on this free game so that you can have fun. Now, there are exceptions to the rule. There are obviously still tech tree vehicles and some tech trees that can be played around these battle ratings, as basically anything with flares is still playable, even if you don't have the best missiles. However, if you don't have fun with the small handful of aircraft that are actually viable, you're completely out of luck. Good luck getting high kill games consistently. The only way to reach top tier, where flares are the norm with these high G missiles, is to play this hellhole of a tier, where there are some nations that do not even have a single viable aircraft. I'm looking at Japan, Italy, France, and Sweden. Nearly half of the nations in this game, where you do not have access to either flares or top tier missiles until 10.3, where you are at the point where you're seeing the best jets in the game already. Unfortunately, as more and more content gets added to this game, the problem only gets worse. New aircraft means improved flight performance and better avionics systems, with better armament. This pushes other aircraft that were once at higher BRs down more and more because Gaijin balances based off of statistics, without taking into account any of the factors behind why certain aircraft are struggling, such as new players piloting them, or just being stuck at a battle rating that faces more up tiers than down tiers. This causes vehicles to be forced into battle ratings against other planes that they really should not face. This problem started when the English Electric Lightning was pushed down to 9.7, starting to face things like Sabres and MiG-15s, which would never be able to touch it. And since then, more and more planes, like MiG-21s, MiG-19s, and the F-100, have all gone down to face things that have significantly worse flight performance than them. And on the other end of the spectrum, you have the aircraft that handle like boats, but have greatly improved missiles compared to their competition. This is stuff like the Yak-38 and AV-8 Harrier, and also the Su-25 and A-10, who are all attack aircraft with some light fighter capabilities. However, they're balanced around their flight performance rather than their armament, causing them to ruin two people's games with absolutely no counterplay, just because of the fact that Gaijin thinks that it's okay for them to be facing this matchmaker. Fortunately, the A-10 has moved up, so 8.7 doesn't see the AIM-9L anymore, which is arguably the best missile in the game. However, I think the Su-25 is an even bigger problem, as it actually has decent flight performance, and the R-60Ms are undodgeable, as long as they're fired from a competent launch angle and distance. If you decide to play something that bleeds a little bit too much speed in a turn, or you're just subsonic and you decide to try and take literally any fight, the Su-25 will come in, third-party you, and you won't have any ability to dodge its missile, whether you're head-on or rear aspect, or anything of the sorts. As how much slower it is negligible, seeing as it's facing Korean War-era fighters. It's culminated to the point where I don't really look forward to new content anymore. I would rather have battle rating decompression so that we can free up these tiers and make a triple-digit number of aircraft playable again, rather than just the flavor of the month airplane that absolutely wrecks the matchmaker. The F-100 Super Sabre is the plane that's brought me the most fun in this game, but now, because of how much power creep we've experienced, I haven't touched it in over a year, except to fly it out for this video, just to show you how awful of an experience it is. War Thunder is a uniquely situated game, and doesn't really have any competition or counterparts. It's really sad to see that there are so many parts of the game that are just not fun to play anymore because of repeated lapses in judgment from Gaijin. That's all for this video. Thank you all so much for watching. This isn't the normal style of content I usually post, but I just needed to get it off my chest. Regardless, make sure to subscribe, as I'm on that content grind right now, and I'm going to be putting out a lot more videos. Other than that, there's the Discord server. If you want to be part of a growing community of active War Thunder players, make sure to join it. Otherwise, thank you all so much for watching. That's all for this video. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.